Flagwave Studios, a Pat's Rocklight Productions presents by Conan Philosophies and Theories. Warning: some of these theories may not be fact-checked, or may be based on science fiction, unless otherwise posted. So some episodes may contain science and facts and total truths. Some may be made up, so viewer discretion is advised. By Conan Philosophies and Theories, Season 1, Episode 3, Part 8, A True Democracy. This series may be in several parts. Welcome to another episode of By Conan Philosophies and Theories, Season 1, Episode 3, Part 8, A True Democracy. I'm your host, Patrick by Conan. Okay, we are not going over any notes. We are just going to simply talk about things that we weren't able to talk about in previous episodes for other reasons, follow-up videos, things that we might have not covered in previous episodes. Okay. The first thing is this government does have a Foreign Affairs Office. Now, the Foreign Affairs Office is actually underneath the messenger. The reason for that is because the messenger can that way relay any information to other government officials that can relay information to, their presidents or prime ministers or whatever have you. Also, there is, so that way they can, talk peace, they can talk, joining up with each other, that is underneath the messenger. However, there is a office underneath the Attorney General called the Foreign Affairs, or the War of Foreign Affairs. That just means, if we are in any kind of, if the true democracy is in any kind of war with another nation, another planet, whatever have you, then this underneath the Attorney General assures that, that the military that's, over that, that is taking over that, nation or fighting, for that nation's rights or for that planet, that military is actually listening to the demands and, the concerns of the people that it is, helping or that it is occupying. If you go, let's say you go to Iraq, you must, obviously to, overthrow some regime. You must, as a true democracy, must always listen to that nation that you just overthrowing, that regime's people. The majority of that people. Now, I can understand that, some nations will have multiple different opinions, but you gotta meet, you guys, got to meet somewhere. You can't just listen to one group and say, this supports our agenda as, us. You got to, listen to everybody's concerns and try to figure out something to try to help them, create another form of democracy or another form of true democracy. That is that Foreign Affairs Office, the War of Foreign Affairs, or simply, you can simply put it, Homeland Security, basically. It ensures the safety and security of both our nation, or the nation, the true democracy nation, or it will also help defend our allies or people that we are supporting as a united nation. Okay? So there's two different spots for those foreign affairs. Obviously, the Suprema, or whatever have you, cannot declare war on a nation, a planet, whatever have you, based solely on, because we have information that, they got spies in our cities, or they got, dirty bombs in our cities, or, we can't declare war just simply because of that. You must always have the approval of the majority of the people, not a minority, not a little part. You must have a majority of the people, and you must plead your case to the people and say, this is wrong. We got to fight this oppression for the people of Iraq, or of North Korea, or of, whatever have you, or the planet Zulon. It doesn't matter. You must, have the approval of the majority people before you can declare war on a nation. If you are declaring war on an allied nation that is part of the messenger's foreign affairs office, like if you're going to invade, France or something like that, but you have the authorization of the majority of the people of the nation, then it is their job to let the messenger know, to let the French government know that we're going to have to dissolve any kind of foreign affairs offices that they have in our nation, embassies that they have in our nation, ambassadors that they have in our nation, anything of that sort. They must get out of the nation before we, as the nation, would invade them as a nation. That is just to ensure the people's safety, and that way they can go to their country, and then that way their voices could be heard in that nation. If that nation then decides that, no, we don't want you to come to our nation and tell us what to do, and if, let's say for instance, their nation is, more populated than our nation, or they have more of a, vote, then it goes to the UN. If we have proof that, this ally deceived us in any way, shape, or form, and that's the reason why us as a nation had decided by the people to go to war with this, this nation. Then it is up to the UN to decide if, what nation was in the wrong. Now, obviously in the future it's going to depend on the majority of the planet as a whole to decide if, other nations or nation states or whatever have you are in the wrong. As well as other planets, anything of that sort. Now, when I'm talking about planets, obviously in the future, nations are going to become a larger role, basically. They'll help create the UGE, or the United Government of Earth. So, therefore, they're not, the government of Earth has say, not the true democracy, not France, not Iraq, whatever have you. It must be the majority of the planet. Now, if you're the true democracy and in the future, and you find out that, somebody, another nation is doing your nation, your true, or our true democracy wrong, then you have the right to bring it up to the UGE, or the United Nations, or whatever have you, and tell them, hey, we have, evidence, we have undisputed proof, and our people are upset about this, and they are demanding that we do something about it as a nation. Well, then it would be up to the United Earth government to say, you guys are in the wrong, straighten up, or else we're going to have to, do something about it. We're going to have to invade you. Same thing with a planet. Now, a nation and a planet a unified planet that is part of the UFPE or the UFP, if that planet or that unified planet is doing something wrong to, one nation or one nation state or whatever have you of the planet Earth, then the planet Earth, as a unified planet, would have the right to say, no, we're not going to take you trying to influence this one, nation state to try to have them declare war on, whoever as an independent nation. We're not going to let you do that to our united Earth. So that would be the reason for that in the future. They would have planets in the future would have embassies on, not only the planet Earth, but they could have embassies on the moon. They could have embassies on Mars, within the Earth government system. Okay. So we're going to end that right there. And then we're going to move on to talking about the flags. Okay. Cities, or I'm sorry, let's start at the beginning. Districts will not have a certain flag. Okay. It don't matter if a district has a flag or not. Okay. Cities can have a flag. However, their flag doesn't have to have any sort of symbols or anything of that sort to represent the districts within the city. Okay, so they can just have a simple city flag. County, the county, if the county has a flag, I don't know of any counties that do. That's a possibility that they do. I just don't know about it. If you know, please, correct me. If your county does have a flag, it doesn't have to have any symbols or anything that represents the cities within the county. Okay? Now, here's where it gets a little complicated. State. A state flag must have some kind of symbols that represents each county within the state. Now, shown here, I have an example of the Pennsylvania flag. I just did Pennsylvania because I thought it was like the earliest state ever known in the United States. You will see that I have stars for each of the counties within that state. You don't have to do it like this. You can also do it like this. You will see that I have a star and I have the number. That just simply shows that there are this number of counties in this state. So does the other one. It just shows that, this many counties are in this state. Each state will have to have some form of this to show, how many counties are in their state. They can have, a star, they could have a diamond, they could have whatever they want, as long as it's either, multiplied, put on the flag in the number of counties within the state, or simply just the, the star, or the diamond, or whatever have you, and the number of states. Okay, you can also have stripes. You can have any kind of symbol that represents each of the counties within your state. Okay. Okay. And then the next one is the quadrant, shown here. Now, the quadrant is shown in different ways. I'll put them all up. It can be shown simply, like I said before, it can be shown as alpha, omega, whatever have you. And then a stars, or whatever have you, stars or diamonds or whatever have you, represented, that shows each of the states that are in that quadrant. Okay, so each quadrant flag is going to be a little bit different, but however, it must be similar to the nation's flag in some shape or form. Okay, now obviously I have posted this that kind of looks like an American flag. I just like the design of an American flag. Okay, it's just simple as that. The only reason why I did that is because, you know, I consider America closest to the form of a true democracy. We are not in any shape, form, or whatever have you saying that this government is to overthrow the United States government. It can, but I'm not saying that. I am just saying that this is a theory. This is a philosophy. This government could replace our current government, and it would be better. I'm not, you know, this is just a form of government. It could replace a government in Iraq. It could replace a government in France. It can replace a government in Great Britain. It doesn't matter. As long as this form of government is shown as a true democracy. Okay? This is just an example. I just put this out there. Okay? I'm just forewarning you guys. Okay? And obviously this flag is represented by the 13 stripes to represent the original 13 colonies of America. Okay? Okay, and the nation's flag. The nation flag shown here, again, 13 stripes, represents the 13 colonies. I just like the design of it. Okay? It is shown as a large diamond in the center. The large diamond in the center is then has diamonds in each of the corners. The diamonds in each of the corners are the states of the nation. They are not the states that are in each quadrant. Okay, it's just divided equally into the four corners to show, you know, a unified diamond senate, kind of. Okay? And it's also represented by a 5-pointed star to represent the last 5 levels of government. The Supreme, President, Vice President, Attorneys General, and Messenger. 5. Okay? Obviously, in the future, this is represented, it has 50 smaller diamonds. Okay? That represents the 50 states of the United States of America. Okay? Obviously, that might not be the case. It might, you know, it might be less for if, you know, this form of true democracy is in another nation, whatever have you, or it might be more. Okay? We put it, we made a kind of an altered one as a 51st, you know, states. Obviously, we said, we you know, here at Flightway Studios, we actually do believe that Puerto Rico should be a state. I mean, obviously. So that's the reason why we did that. We just, you know, just threw that up there. It's shown here. It's just a little diamond just off the star. It's just, you know, something that we thought, you know, it kind of looks kind of cool. And I think that's it. As far as the flags. Join us next time. This is going to be our last series that we are going to talk about the true democracy. And always, together we can change humankind and improve ourselves. Please like, questions, comments below. Thank you.